Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new podcast called Stream Machine, where we talk about movies, games, TV shows, entertainment, pretty much everything that we feel like talking about. Technology, sometimes current events. We'll see. We talk about a shitload of things that we are passionate about. And I'm joined with some buddies. So we got Travis, aka Nightmare, Logan, aka the Game Reaper, Anthony, aka Pelinator. What's happening?
Hey,
What up?
it's
What
your
up?
boy. It's your boy Nightmare. Let's go.
Let's go. I don't know what that was.
Evans.
So, a couple nights ago, we talked or we watched this fantastic film that was just so awe-inspiring, Mulan.
Way to
Nothing can
sell it,
top
Josh. Way
even
to sell
fucking
it.
Star Wars.
oh, it's
The
oh, it's
original.
it's better than Star Wars. It's better than Lord of the Rings. It's better than Citizen Kane. It's mwah, mwah.
And you're just lying to yourself.
I know. I'm just
Now,
trying to
now
be
you're just
funny.
lying on.
Best fucking movie ever. Shut
So,
up, Nightmare. Shut up.
we all watched it together the other night. What did you guys? What did you guys think of that wonderful film?
Well.
Again.
Man, 10 out of fucking 10. Would watch it 20 times over. Absolutely. It's
I
fantastic.
watched it as many
wonderful.
times as I've watched Endgame. That amount of times.
I'll watch
It's a
it
lot.
I'll watch it until I'm dead.
Nah, it's dedication.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's quite a few. I have a lot to say about the movie, but I don't even know where to start. Besides the fact that, yeah, it was not very good. I think my rating was like a 3 or a 4 out of 10. What did you guys rate it?
I rated it a
That was-
4.
Yeah, I was going around 4 at least.
It deserves, in my
4.5,
opinion, it deserves no
yeah.
higher than a 4. I just hated everything about it.
Well,
Or the-
let's explain why. So, like, let's first talk about the things that we liked. So, what did you guys like about the movie? Firstly,
Well, I think the first thing I'll point it out right now, I think we all can agree we like the music in this movie.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I agree.
Really good job by Harry. Really good job by Harry Gregson Williams. He did a great job with the music in this movie. No doubt about that. Ah, man, what?
Some of the
I
music
mean,
I think was taken from the original Mulan movie, or it sounded like it was.
yeah,
But
some of it
like
was.
rescored or something
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, it's
Um,
Harry Gregson Williams, so the music's gonna be amazing, no doubt.
Yeah.
And plus, like, to be fair, he's also taking a lot of tracks that were in the original anyway, so it's kind of like cheating.
yeah.
Basically. But Star Wars has been kind of not really doing that for years, but then again, it's just trilogies of just the same music over. It's just reused over and over and over again.
Still love him though.
Yeah. Well, at least the first 2 trilogies. The
Yeah.
last one, I don't like talking about it.
That's a whole other podcast, man. Ooh,
Yeah.
really? Oh, show. Yeah, some of the music was good.
I think some of the dialogue in this movie was all right. Some of those scenes were like I like the scene with her father that they were talking when he was showing her that sword, or when he was working on. So that was a nice scene.
You're like that scene where she's like telling him not to go or whatever, and he's like, "You
Yeah.
disgrace me." That's a common word in this movie that I
That's a
like.
common word in that
Disgrace.
movie.
Yeah.
Disgrace.
Disgrace.
I did think the montage of when I know it's a little further in the movie, but when the montage of them being at the camp and everything was kind of funny, especially that part in
Some of the
bed.
jokes, yeah, like that one where she's like that, like there was that first night where that guy tries to like put his arm over her while he's asleep, and then
Yeah.
she just kind of avoids it. But the second time he tries to do it, she like completely goes off the bed, and then he like turns to the other side, and the two guys start cuddling.
Yeah. It's kind of
Like that was humorous, but
Yeah, it was definitely humorous.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
I mean, some of the dialogue was okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Not all of it was terrible. It
No,
just
no,
I don't
yeah.
know. Some of it didn't really sell for me like at all. Like some of the scenes, like the one, like you said, the one with like the ones with her dad was pretty good.
Yeah.
Some of that was like legitimately good acting, but that
Yeah.
doesn't really excuse the fact that the rest of the movie was downright garbage.
Right.
Sadly.
That's all I'm gonna put to it.
Sadly.
Yep.
So that pretty much covers. We're already going into the things that we dislike. So what did you guys think that was a little bit off in the movie?
CGI, the action sequences, too many damn cuts that happened in the
Good
span of
lord,
like 5
who the
seconds.
fuck?
I think
Who the fuck edited this? Like, I honestly never thought I would make that complaint, considering like you have people that get paid millions and have like years and years of professional experience of editing, very complicated movies like this. But seriously,
Mhm.
who the fuck edited this film?
Someone who
it-
needs to get fired like
I mean,
now.
the fights in this movie were really hard to watch because there were like during the fights there were so many
Made my
cuts. I
eyes
mean,
it made
boom,
my
boom,
eyes hurt.
boom.
There was way
There
too
were so many
many
cuts where you like you see just
Every
one character,
second.
and what was with like the interchangeable. So you have like the fast cuts where it was fast paced, and then you would randomly cut to someone in slow motion, and then it would go back to the crappy editing again.
Yeah, I know. It was it was terrible.
And I was not a
Really
fan of
extra
like
stuff.
those sideways shots, or like it follows
Way
like if
too
they go
many of 'em.
sideways, like that part where what are they called, Warrens?
We
The
don't
Ro-
know.
Morons.
We'll just call 'em
Morons.
those
The
ninjas.
They're the
Rorons.
Huns. I'm sorry. They're the
Morons.
fucking Huns. I don't care. That's what they are. So
You
the
racist piece of shit.
the Huns were like they start running up the side of the wall and the camera follows them
Yeah,
sideways. Like
I remember that.
Yeah.
I could not stand that shot, and as someone that does a lot of editing, I'm just like that doesn't work, and it like that shot right there. I cannot fucking stand that shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
here's the thing. How the fuck would someone run up a wall like that?
They did not have any tools to help them get up that wall. They were legit just running up it with no help. Some
No
people have
problem.
said that it was because of the witch giving her like the ability to
yeah.
do that, which
I
okay,
mean,
Disney, I
I
thought you
agree.
guys said this was supposed to be a movie that was going to be realistic. What
I
the hell
actually
happened to realism?
I want to point out that real quick. I was talking to one of our friends the other day, and I told him about us watching the movie, and he had mentioned that this is. I mean, I don't know if I can't remember exactly what he said, but he mentioned how when I told him about it's not a very realistic. Well, I think it's because they mainly took out the songs. I'm thinking so that's their way of being realistic is just removing the songs only
Changing the story.
and
Changing the
not.
They
characters.
changed a lot in the story,
They
yeah.
did change a lot in this movie. There was a lot of differences in this movie compared to the animated movie back in like the 1990
To be fair, which is fine. I
Yeah.
I really prefer like when they say remake, I want to see an actual remake. I don't want to see just here's the same movie but in live action. Like I don't want to see the same story over and over again, because there's
Yeah.
some things in the animated movie that just would not work in live action or would just look completely ridiculous, which I think they try to pay homage to that a little bit in this movie, and the parts they do that in just look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like and like some of the green screen, you can so obviously tell that they're in green screen, like when she's fighting that witch or whatever in that mountain area. Like the background, you can just tell is totally not there with her. Like her body looks completely like different colorized versus the background. Like the background's super blurry and then she looks way too clear. You know
You
what I
know how
mean?
shitty those like paper mache volcanoes look? That's literally the fucking mountains that they were fighting on.
Yes.
They were standing and fighting on paper mache.
What was up with those overhead shots of those mountains, those clay looking mountains? Those look so fake.
yeah.
That I could eat like even a person who doesn't really watch movies a lot, even they could tell that it looks so fake.
That's what
Like
I'm
that's
talking about, the paper mache shit. It's
yeah,
fucking
it was
I'll be
so
honest,
terrible.
I didn't notice a whole lot of the CGI. To be granted, I was using my phone when we were watching this movie, so I probably didn't have a very decent look at. But I did not notice a whole lot of the issues CGI. But hey, I'll take y'all's word for it. You know, I'll take
Like
y'all's word for it.
the mountains are like we call them the clay mountains. They look like they were graphics from like the PS3.
Yeah. A PS3 game. Yep.
And plus, like going back to the witch, what the hell, Disney? I thought this was supposed to be a realistic movie, quote unquote, but that's not the case because we now have witches that can fucking can transform into other creatures now.
Like I said, I think their main. I think the thing is that they said that the realistic thing is that they're taking out the songs. I'm like, that's. I mean, okay, but
And Mushu. They took
everything
out
else
Mushu.
here is not very realistic. I mean, the bird. You know, the witch turns to a bird. She can shapeshift to other
You have that
people.
one dude that has like that I laughed so hard at where he had like that blanket and wrapped it around that one enemy and then like flung him away. He was like
Yeah.
Oh
spinning
yeah,
50 times.
the Jet Li character when he took out. Yeah,
Like there's
like
so many scenes where like they're running on the side of a wall or no one of my favorite parts that legit had me bust out laughing is when Mulan's fighting the witch. The witch like throws this ninja star at Mulan's chest.
oh yeah,
The way she gets hit is so ridiculous. So like she doesn't just go straight backwards. She first like goes up at an angle and then goes back. Like it looks like there's a cable on her, but it got edited out. But it looks like she's being pulled back by a cable instead of naturally getting hit backwards. Like
yeah.
it looks so. Again, they spent $200 million on this movie. There's movies that cost less than half this that look better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Story wise, overall, it's it follows the same template as the original movie, where there's an army invading China, and then they're overwhelmed, so they go around to locals and they take one man from each family to help fight in the army against the invaders. But Mulan doesn't want her dad to go out and fight because he's too injured, so she goes in his place pretending to be a man, and she eventually gets accepted by the army and she saves everybody. It generally follows the same beats as the original, but there's also so many things that they change. You could technically call this a different movie, but obviously it's far inferior because there's so many things that they do wrong. For example, one of the biggest things I hate about this movie is how the main character Mulan was written. I did not
Oh,
like
yeah.
how, right off the bat, she's already very, very, very good at so many things. And this is because she has something called chi,
They don't
which
really
is
explain
never
all that
explained in
much.
the movie what the fuck chi is.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna write something like this and bring it up multiple times throughout the movie, make it seem like it's a big deal, or at least treat it like it's some kind of big deal. Explore it. Explain to us what it is, what it does, why. What's the deal here? What is chi? Like, what is this chi in this movie? Like,
Like the
that's
first scene, she's training with her dad or whatever, and she's already really good with a staff, right? Really good with it. And then in another scene when she's again still a little kid, she's like doing all these acrobatics and shit, and this she's going
she's
after this
parkouring.
she's going after this, I think it was a chicken or something that she was trying to catch, and she's like going on the roofs and doing all these flips and
Like,
stuff.
she's parkouring over here, man.
She's parkour, man.
Like, yeah.
Or like
Yep.
where she just jumps down into the middle of the town square or whatever, and everyone just kind of stares at her and are like, "Oh, like an 8-year-old girl just did an amazing parkour stunts. Whatever, bye bye." And they just walk away like no one cares.
I remember that. Yeah.
It's so cringy.
Oh
I
god, it was extremely cringy.
I think another issue with this film, and we talked about it. I mentioned it once before, but again, this movie, like some movies I've seen recently, this is actually I think the third movie I've seen that has this problem. Third movie, it feels rushed. It
Yeah,
really does.
Especially
and
in
this
the
is
first 20
longer than the
minutes,
original, which is
it felt
weird.
yeah.
It doesn't take long for her to basically go and get to the camp with meet the new characters. It doesn't take long for us to meet the villains. It's like the first few minutes is like boom boom, we gotta get to this spot. Of course, to be fair, It does seem to slow down a little bit once she gets to the camp. So I'll give them that. It does kind of slow down a bit. But overall, it did feel a bit like they were rushing to get through this movie.
To me, that felt like they were spending, like, the first act is super short and so rushed, and to me that felt like, let's show Mulan being feminine. She's going to the matchmaker, she's going to get all dressed up and pretty and stuff. We're just going to get all that out of the way real quick so that we can get to her being badass as fast as possible. You know what I mean? They didn't want to build up her like in the original when she's training and stuff and persevering and pushing hard to like one of my favorite parts is I'm gonna make a man out of you, when she takes that heavy, forgot what it's called, she takes those two heavy pendants that are wrapped around those strings, and she's trying to climb up that large pole to get the arrow. But that was a great scene. Not in this one. You know what she does? She kicks arrows away with her fucking feet.
That shit would still pierce her foot.
Like the scene, in the original when she's going to that matchmaker and she's trying to, make herself seem as worthy, and that scene was hilarious because she ends up setting the matchmaker's ass on fire. And this one, there's like a bug on the table that she tries to hide, but then when she sees it and they start freaking out and like all the teapots go in the air, she catches all of them, and she catches one teacup with the back of her fucking foot.
What?
And the
So-
only reason she drops them is because some hair gets on her face.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is chi? And is it like a cheat code where she's just good at everything?
Is that
Life hacks. Real life life hacks.
movie a video game where she uses cheat codes to beat everybody?
I mean, I feel like Disney is on this trend where they're trying to get a message across of people aren't made great, they're born great. Like, have you
It's
seen Rey? We're gonna do that, but in the Mulan universe, yeah.
But of course, as we all know, this is not true.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect, man. Not when they're born. It's not just not realistic.
Like one of my favorite scenes from the original is right when she's deciding to go out and join the army in place of her father, is she goes to her relatives and prays, and then she goes back into the house and takes her father's armor, cuts her hair off, takes his sword, takes like with the horse. There's epic music playing. None of that's here. Legit, all that happens is she takes the sword, goes, woo, pretty, cool shiny sword, and then it cuts to her on the horse already, and she's already covered in the armor.
She's already got the armor on. She's already on the move. Like I said, this felt rushed.
It's
Like
so rushed. It's like boom, 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 boom. We got to get her to the camp. Let's go, 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 go,
And
go.
then when I get to the camp, it's like, all right, let's slow it down.
Now it's slowed down.
Yeah. Let her bond with some of the characters.
In the
I guess.
barracks.
Yeah, let's let her bond with some of the characters for a little bit and blah blah blah.
But on the bright side,
Oh,
that's
look at that low number.
That's the bright side. Again, they spent 200 mil on this. Box office 5.9 mil. That's a bit of a hit. And Mulan even sank at the Chinese box office.
And that's got to tell you something.
Chinese
there too.
box office. This was made with Chinese.
Exactly. Yeah.
And literally, it fails the Chinese. Like, how does that happen?
That's impressive, Disney. I don't know how they did it, but they pulled it off.
How did that happen?
that plays Mulan from like earlier this year. When the fucking Hong Kong riots were going on, she supported she supported the Communist Party instead of the riots.
I don't remember that. Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, man. So like there's so much controversial things about this movie. Go the fuck away, pop up.
I hate those.
Oh gosh, we haven't even talked about the acting.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
There were so many. A lot of the line delivery was so bad. I think one of the funniest parts is that first battle scene, like right before they take out the that mountain to cause the avalanche. Is when they first start the battle, and then they all start to charge, and Mulan goes.
Her division breaks up.
It's like she's trying to push out a turd.
Like, oh,
That's
that's
what it
scary.
sounds
Better
like.
watch out.
You know what? You know what's kind of
Show me
funny?
more
It kind
scream.
of reminds me. It kind of reminds me of that. It reminds me of that battle yell that Brie Larson did in Captain Marvel, where she tried to sound intimidating, but she really wasn't. That's what it kind of reminded me of.
Which part was this? Do you
All of it.
remember?
All of it.
But I'll admit, the one in Mulan was really, really comical, and it was just hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing.
It's like
when I first
they were
saw it.
like, okay, we're just gonna have one take because that's all we have time for. Well, that sucked, but we can't do any other takes.
Lazy. Lazy, we're trying to get through this movie too quickly. We don't want to do any more takes.
We gotta keep moving. Go, 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 go.
Oh
I
man.
think wait,
Let's go, go, go.
Also,
Yeah.
does anyone even remember the main villain's name?
No.
I
just
think
call him.
that's another issue. Or actually, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just
What?
call him Chinese Danny Trejo.
He literally looked like Danny Trejo in this movie. We made that joke earlier where he looks pretty similar to Danny
He
Trejo.
looks
in this
like
movie.
Danny Trejo, except Asian.
But I think that's another big issue with this movie is the villains. There's not much to these villains at all. They're just
Cliche
like, what's their
villain.
motivation?
It's very
Like-
cliche, typical villain tropes, you know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's just not much to them. It's like
It really isn't.
I think the problem is we don't really know the motivation as well. Like, I mean, the villain obviously, like, he wants to rule China or whatever. It's like, we don't
Okay,
know much
cool.
about-
What
we don't-
else?
We don't know much. It's just like that's it. It's like okay, and then you got the witch. It's like, what is her motivation? Because I think he mentions earlier. The guy mentions when they're talking. He says, like, "I can help you get what you want" or something like that. Okay,
We don't
and
know
is
what
that?
she wants. Like,
Yeah.
is her having this transform ability? Like, is she cursed and she wants to get rid of it? What's her motivation? We never know.
And that's the problem. There's nothing to the villains at all in this movie. They're just bad because bad guys.
There's no
Yeah.
development.
With-
It sucks.
Motivation, we don't know.
Like the main villain, I couldn't tell you a single thing about him except that he doesn't like China. Like what else?
Is that it, man?
They mentioned
You
he
sure
was
there's
the
nothing else?
son of some other villain that was in that was mentioned, but that's all we got from his backstory. Is that he was the son of this one guy that was killed by some years ago. That's why I guess he wants revenge on that guy. I think that's basically the
The
gist of
Emperor
it.
killed him, and then the fucking guy telling him about his son said no.
know.
Basically, that's
The
basically
Emperor
that's,
killed the guy's father, I think, is what they were saying, and then he just wanted revenge. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
What
who
was-
fucking knows?
How was if that's the case, how was the villain like in the anime movie? Was he just was
More
generic?
developed.
Did he have a little
Oh,
bit more development?
the villain in the animated was actually pretty scary. Like so what's interesting is so Travis here has never actually seen the original.
I've never seen I've never seen the animated movie. Never.
It's
And I
been a
really
while
think
since
you
I
need
watched
to.
it.
That way you can compare it to this and be like, whoa, this
There's-
came
there's a
out 20
difference
years
here.
ago. That's leagues better than this shit.
Yeah, I'll see if I can watch it at some point because
Group watch?
honestly,
Group watch?
Mushu,
Yeah, we'll do a
Mushu-
group watch.
honestly,
Group
Mushu
watch
was
of
quite-
animated Aladdin? Or not Aladdin, fucking Mulan?
Aladdin, where'd that come from? Yeah, go ahead, Josh. Tell me about that villain.
Yeah, the villain in the original, very intimidating. When I first saw the movie as a kid, I was legit scared of him because like he's fucking brutal too. Like he's a villain that will do anything to get what he wants. Like he does not give a fuck about anything. Like there's even parts where they capture these two Chinese soldiers, and one of his commanders is like, we should kill them so they can't give away our position. And what he does is he lets them go, and he's like, go tell everyone that we're here. Go on, go tell them. He doesn't give a fuck, you know. And I think one of my favorite parts is during that avalanche battle scene in the original when he's just charging ahead all by himself and stuff, and looks fucking badass, right? And
Yeah.
also after he gets buried beneath all the avalanche and all of his troops and stuff, and he emerges out from the snow, like he was a scary dude, you know. He looked intimidating. Like that's the big thing too, is he looks scary. This one,
Yeah.
the main villain right here, as we could see, is that guy honestly super scary looking?
Nah, not
I
really.
mean, some of the
I
scars are kind of like, but he's not like, like in the original, you know.
That guy in the original, basically, he's the kind of guy who'd be like, he's gonna fucking rip your head off.
Basically.
He's gonna rip your head off.
I feel like more effort was put into how the witch looked in this movie than the male villain. I'm sorry, I don't know what his name is. I couldn't tell you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, even yeah, even with her probably what you said there, Josh, her having a bit more look or whatever. Either way, her motivation's still unclear. And same with the main, like,
Yeah.
it's just,
Also,
I don't
can we
know.
talk about how freaking stupid her death was? And that, like, there was like 100 ways that she could have prevented that from happening.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one way. I think there was one way because I pointed this out where during one of those fights, and we saw as the trailer was playing there in the clip, she was using like her sleeves or like whatever it was, the little sleeves to like grab dudes and everything.
Yeah.
She could have just
Mhm.
grabbed the bow and arrow right at the just ripped it
Just
out of him. Like, there you
And
go.
we
Get out of here.
didn't the witch actually, yeah, the witch early on in the movie during one of the first fight scenes, she's kicking away arrows. Kicking them away. Why couldn't she have kicked that one away that was about to hit Mulan? And even if she missed, Mulan would have been fine because Mulan has super high reflexes. She could have just kicked that arrow away too.
Yeah.
Or since she could transform into a bird and she can move super, like she can obviously move faster than the arrow can. Why couldn't she just flown to the arrow, grabbed it, and then dropped it?
and just flew away with it. Like,
Like,
yeah, I
oh,
caught
I'm gonna pull a Quicksilver and just jump in front of it and die. Woohoo!
You didn't see that coming.
Didn't see that coming, bitch.
Yeah.
It's like every time a character uses their own body to shield themselves from someone else to call it, they pulled a Quicksilver.
You didn't see that coming. But it was just a very odd death, and the outcome could have been so much different with
It
different
felt like
ways.
they didn't know how to kill her off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought, here, I can, in 10 seconds, I can think of a better way to kill off the witch. Ready? So when she's considering betraying the Rorans or whatever, she's considering betraying them, she starts to walk towards Mulan, and then the villain or whatever goes, traitor, and stabs her in the back. Boom. Dead. Better than, oh, there goes an arrow flying towards Mulan. Guess I better fly out in front of it instead of grabbing it. I'm just gonna let it hit me.
I actually wanted to point out this is another bow and arrow scenario. This is actually after the final battle. I'm thinking about. I thought about this again in my head because after watching, I'm like, I just realized something. Here's what I realized. Could the villain have just shot Jet Li's character while he was still? Because Mulan, or actually, I'm sorry, while Mulan was trying to release Jet Li's character from the binds he was cutting, could the villain have just shot at her while she's doing it? Because he was aiming for Jet Li and Jet Li was binds for free and he just caught it. Why didn't he just shoot Mulan before she could free the Jet Li's character? And then if he killed her, could have killed Jet Li after.
Yeah.
Chat saying too soon.
Brought on her, and
Yeah.
maybe she could have seen it coming somehow while she was busy. I don't know. But that's something I noticed. I'm like, why? Why didn't the villain just shoot at Mulan?
Yeah, like, isn't she a bigger threat than the witch was?
Basically, if you could shoot a freaking shape-shifting witch, it's just like logic out the window.
Yeah, I was like, why didn't you just shoot Mulan while she was freeing Jet Li's character? I mean, she was probably not paying attention. She was probably like, I gotta get him out of mind. Just shoot her in the back.
She kind of forgot, guys. She kind of forgot. They pulled a Game of Thrones and they kind of forgot.
Yeah.
Then of course the witch. There's many outcomes that could have been with the witch, but yeah, I don't know. A lot of people caught arrows in this movie.
Yeah, a lot of people catch arrows, they kick them
Kick 'em.
away. They're just outright inconveniences. So the fact that one of them gets killed by deciding to fly out in front of one and let themselves get hit by it is just so cartoonish, you know?
And then what's funny is that both villains died from arrow. The witch died from arrow, and so did the main villain later on.
It's
after
symbolic, Nightmare. That's what makes this such a good
It's-
movie.
It's so symbolic.
It's symbolic.
Even though, yeah, I guess. I mean, that's not really a big deal to me. I just thought it was kind of funny how both of them died from an arrow.
Yeah.
Actually, the biggest surprise in this entire movie, which is actually my favorite thing, and I think we can all agree, the best thing about this movie was Jim Wong.
Oh yeah, you guys pointed this out.
Basically.
Like,
I wanted to know. I did not know who this guy was, and these guys were pointing out somebody. Like I had no idea who it was.
Jimmy Wong.
yeah, Jimmy Wong from Video Game High School is in this movie. Like that dude upgraded quick from
Well,
like
I
a
was,
small indie show to Disney blockbuster. Like,
one of our friends, I told him about it, and he's like, "Oh, Jimmy Wong," but he didn't know who Jimmy Wong was, but he knew his brother. And I was like, "Oh, okay, so these guys must be pretty well known in the internet, I guess, for the things they've done." But I didn't know either of the two. I was like, I didn't know who these guys were.
yeah, if it gets cool, they got Jet Li and Donnie Yen here and stuff, but like, freaking Jimmy Wong, I was like, oh wow, okay, I didn't think Disney was gonna cast someone like this in this movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it kind of sucks for Jet Li and Donnie Yen though, because they kind of got put in this movie. Feel bad for them a little bit.
Yeah.
Chat says, for a live-action adaptation remake of the original, I don't think it's meant to be symbolic.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, there's really like all of the soul, all of the heart from the originals taken out. This, honestly, it's just simply to make Disney a quick buck, which thankfully they failed at miserably.
Failed at, yeah.
Big time.
Did you
They
guys
also-
see the fucking Rotten Tomatoes reviews for this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you should.
Yeah, he showed us to us. I've seen it myself, and
I'm
he showed
surprised
us.
though. This has a higher rating than The Last Jedi.
Ooh.
Harry in the next movie we're gonna talk about too.
But 75%
Jedi
critics?
was
Are you kidding? Who takes critics seriously anymore? Honestly, who takes them
Well, when you look at the
seriously?
Cuties score, yeah, who takes them seriously?
New Mulan looked like something I've been begging for in this surging era of live-action Disney remakes. They make something different.
Oh, dance along.
I am not reading all this,
Fucking
buddy.
Oh
God.
my goodness!
Give us a TLDR, my guy. Hold on.
Oh man, that's
Look
long.
at it, yeah.
All right.
Hey, transitions are horrible.
Dang
Fucking
it.
sweet. That guy agrees.
Transitions were horrible, as well as the acting in general is so rigid. Boom! Good job, Emily.
That is literally
Nice one,
the
Emily.
fucking
Okay,
film
let's-
in a nutshell.
For some of these 5-star reviews, it's visually
Okay.
stunning. Did
How?
we watch the
Did they-
same movie?
Did
Were you
he see the?
drinking?
Did he say? Did he?
You see
Did he
them
see the
mountains, dude?
PlayStation 3
Sir,
type
sir.
mountains?
Did you see them hills?
What's that?
Yeah.
Is that a girl or I can't read that?
That's
very well.
Probably
Michaela
girls.
M. That's a girl.
I apologize, but were you? I'm sorry, ma'am. Were you drinking that night when you watched the film? Are you okay? Like,
Are you sure? Are you
rental
sure you're not
car?
talking about the animated version?
yeah. Are you sure we're not thinking about the anime version?
Yeah,
I've not
chat
even
says
seen it.
75% from critics. Who the fuck? Exactly.
Who the fuck?
I love this. I
Die
would say
when
it
they
passed the
fucking land.
time, 2 stars, but I couldn't even finish it.
Oh my g-
Good on you, Dave. Yeah, Dave.
I don't
You
understand
wanna
why people
something we
hate this
sadly
movie.
couldn't stop.
After seeing this movie, I thought it was awesome. Sure, it doesn't have the music that made the classic Mulan animation great. You're already wrong there. They put some of the original music in this movie. Anyway,
I think she
Without
meant the
lyrics.
songs. Yeah, I think she meant the songs.
but hey, they did a marvelous action with the fight scenes. Wrong. And the storyline. Wrong.
Insert Donald Trump wrong.
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 I do a terrible
Wrong.
Trump impression.
Wrong.
This remake is everything I wanted in the animation. Dude.
Ugh. Did they watch the original movie?
Oh my gosh.
Fancy
Watch
animation
the
is
same movie?
targeted.
Did we see the same movie?
I don't think so. What does that say? But since the targeted animation is targeted towards kids, I understand why I can't read that.
I understand why the live
apologize.
action must add characters and remove the music. Quit hating this underrated movie.
Couldn't have spelled the fucking word right.
How is this underrated? The critics rated this 75%.
No, not underrated, underrate.
Okay, guys, you know what? She convinced me. Let's just stop hating on this movie. Let's stop hating on it.
Let's
It's
go on to the next one,
underrated.
then.
Right. Stream's over. Stream's over. We're done.
No.
Stop
We got-
hating on
we-
it,
we got
guys.
another
It's
movie to hate
amazing.
Instead.
Yeah.
Quit hating this underrated movie. Okay, first of all,
You need to go
Spell
back
check.
to elementary for one.
it's great for what it's worth. Disney makes you pay $30 on top of your Disney Plus subscription to watch this. How is this great for what it's
Reason
worth?
they've only made 5% back.
if that.
The
Alright,
actresses and actors worked on the scenes phenomenally. You mean the?
Mulan may have.
That's phenomenal
No
to
one
you.
else.
Alright, well, there's one
Hey,
guy down there.
in their
that,
eyes, that's Oscar worthy.
I want to look at the what's that
Chat
guy's name?
says, "I want to bash my head in with these positive quote-unquote reviews."
So do I. Don't worry.
Alright, look at that one right there below Dave there. I know it's.
Oh,
long,
this
but
is a
it's
half star.
Yeah, I was like so cute on that. I was like,
The
oh,
way
boy.
this movie takes away Mulan's character arc and replaces it with the message that unless you're born with superpowers, you as a woman will never be able to hold a candle to, and much less be equal or superior to men, is nothing other than sickening. Add to that the awful script, the lackluster acting, and horrendous editing, and you're left with the worst Disney remake thus far. Dishonor on you, Disney. That deserves a clap.
That does, yeah.
Literally everything we said, like, this is not just us complaining these things, like everyone's complaining about the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and I never complain, like hardly ever complained about editing, because that's such like filmmaking 101 that you just, how do you fuck that up, especially when you have this much of a budget? But yeah, the editing is fucking terrible. I've seen independent films with few $1,000s budget, and they're edited better than this.
And that's the sad part too.
There's another half
He was
star.
better than this shit.
Great costumes and color, but not a fan overall. I mean,
Well,
I'll give that a pass. Some of the costumes are so-so. Coloring, I mean, I'd say for the most part the movie is too saturated for my taste. Like, it's too colorful. It's too bright and vibrant. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be like a dark and grounded, gritty remake. But, oof, yeah, look at the...
look at all these. And there's only a
I thought it
handful
was
of
very captivating and suspenseful, even though I saw the animated version. Very well made an excellent use of CGI. The entire fucking movie was CGI, basically.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah, I think it's at least 95% of the movie was 100% CGI all the way around.
So
I
chat
think.
has a question. How is it that these Disney live-action adaptations are getting worse than Maleficent? I have no idea. or getting worse after Maleficent. I have no idea.
I don't know. It's kind of
The one I just read.
This movie about sums it up. No Mushu, no good movie.
I think I said that one time we were watching. It's like, no Mushu, fuck this movie.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're
I
gonna take
learned
out
from
Mushu, then okay, you can't have any like talking animals or anything of that sort. Instead, we're gonna have shapeshifters. We're gonna have chi.
We're
Oh
gonna have that
gosh.
phoenix bird that flies around every now and again. That's basically what the replacement for Musha was that little phoenix bird that was flying around every now and again, which didn't do much.
Yeah, who did direct this? I can't remember.
Nikki Caro, I think that's how you say her name. Nikki Caro.
Nikki Caro.
Nikki Caro.
Okay.
But I was gonna say, I read something about the whole Mushu not being in this movie thing for whatever, and David Coulson did the editing.
Blech!
Oh
But
god.
I read something about the Mushu thing. Apparently, they took him out because they said something about the dragon's supposed to be something to the Chinese, like it's supposed to be resemble strength and power or something about something like that. And I guess they didn't want to do a comedic, goofy, fun dragon because of the Chinese
Phoenix.
That doesn't make
thing.
any sense. Like,
I don't know. That's something like that. You'd have to look into it
That's
again.
so
But
stupid.
as far as I can remember,
correct me if
what
I'm
I
wrong,
read.
but isn't the original Mulan movie like beloved in China?
That's another
The
thing. I'm like,
original
well,
Mulan is a fucking idol in China.
I was about to say, if that's the case, then why the heck? Then how the heck?
Everyone in
the
China
animated
hates this movie now.
Yeah,
Really
like, how is the
choppy,
animated movie
lacking any
so well?
resemblance to the original. I can't believe Disney made this. My daughter hated it. Not inspiring in any way. If kids hate this movie, you done
No,
fucked up.
There's a problem.
Kids hate this movie. How the fuck are adults gonna like it?
Mulan is a good movie if you remove your robe of racism for what?
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 Rope for race of
Who in the
racism?
fuck? What does that have to do with anything?
Because the Huns.
That's the Huns.
This is one of those rare movies that gave me goosebumps. When?
Let's get down to business to defeat the Rorans.
Mulan reimagined the animation version and made it more realistic. Bullshit.
How is this realistic?
With human
Explain!
Drama,
Okay.
with human drama, this is one of those rare movies that gave me goosebumps. That's what you said earlier, Anthony. I made two. What's that say?
Tear 2 drops fall, one in each eye. The last. This movie gave me teardrops, but I don't think we cried in the same way.
I couldn't fucking go to bed.
Emotional experience was Wreck-It Ralph 2. Apparently, everybody should watch Mulan. The dollar box office hit that Disney wished it would be, or whatever.
Yeah, great idea. Let's give Disney more billions of dollars than they need. Yeah, good job.
Glenn, they have Marvel. Shut up.
I'm not covering that. All right.
Shut up. They have Marvel right now.
So chat's saying David Coulson edited this. That makes so much sense. Let me actually check.
What
films did he do?
David Coulson.
How many films has he done?
Film.
If they're saying that, I'm kind of curious now. Like, oh.
All right, here's his IMDb. Let's take a look. All right, here's what he's edited. Can I sort this by name?
I don't know any of these movies.
I've heard of Zookeeper's Wife. I've never seen it though. Night Shift. Oh, a short. Okay. Has anyone seen any of these?
Oh, there's Nightmare. And there's Nightmare.
All right. I apologize. Had to take care of something. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know any of these movies other than
So
maybe a Death
this
of
is
a
the
Family.
list of movies that David Coulson has edited, but I don't think I've seen any of these.
Yeah, I saw those. I don't really recognize any of these movies. Only one, I mean, besides Mulan that we've already seen.
Say, Death in the Family sounds familiar to me, but
so this is from newest to oldest, but I don't. He's been editing since 1982, and I don't think I've ever heard of. I've heard of some of these, but I've never seen any of them.
Maybe that explains it, guys. We don't know any of these movies he's made.
It's because his resume is so shit.
I said films he's made, films he's edited is what I meant to say. I don't know any of them.
But anyway, I don't. It seems for the most part that people are on the same page as us with how crappy this film is, and
Yeah.
anyone defending this, honestly, rewatch it, and there's no feasible way you could tell me that this is better than the original, like, or that it pays homage to it. It just,
So like do like a fucking back-to-back watch of the original and then the new one.
you know, I want to see what critics have to say. Let's see. For a film with so much at stake, Mulan never feels epic, but it does succeed as a story of a young woman courageously defying cultural and social expectations. I mean, you're basically just saying that about the original, not this one.
Mm.
The visuals are the best thing about the film. Negatory. Negatory. The visuals are not the best. Like, everyone agrees, it's edited horribly. Some of the shots, I mean, okay, fine, I'll give you this. There are a couple scenes where it's shot kind of okay. Like when she's running on the horse through the field, like, that looks nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, there's so many shots where it's all CGI, and it looks like they were just rushing the CGI where it doesn't look finished. So, no, the visuals are not the best thing. The spectacle a dazzling distraction from some of the weaker elements of storytelling and performance. So the visuals are a distraction from the weaker elements such as the story and performance. Then why did you rate this positively? I don't know. Critics are so confusing, they don't make any sense anymore. So this movie's meant to be, chat says, so this movie's meant to be realistic. I think I have better chances playing a Russian roulette with a 9mm.
Oh my god.
So true. So true.
No. If you want realistic, have fun playing Russian roulette with a fucking trench army knife and it fucking shooting out 9mm.
Right.
That's as
Damn.
realistic as this Mulan.
So, final thoughts on this movie. Have any of these amazing, well-written reviews changed your guys' minds?
No, my rating is still up there
No.
for Jimmy Wong.
No,
Mine
not
stays the
really.
same.
Mine
Mine
is
will
there
probably
for
stay
Jimmy.
as a
So, after thinking about it more, I'm at like a 3 out of 10. What are you guys at? Nightmare.
I'll stick with a 4.
A 4, okay. Logan?
It's a 4 for Jimmy.
it's a 4
That's
for Jimmy.
true.
It's a 4 for Jimmy.
Jimmy's in this. Anthony.
Still a 4. I'm not changing my rating.
Alright. Yeah, so all in all,
Pretty
don't
bad
see this
movie.
movie. We watched it and we feel like we wasted our time. And the only reason we watched it is so we could talk shit about it today. Woohoo! So
yeah.
that's
2 hours of our
Mulan.
lives are fucking gone.
Never talking about this ever again. I'm gonna pretend it doesn't exist. And Travis, we need to get you to watch the original, so that'll be another time.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out.
Moving on, the next and last thing that we want to talk about, because this has seriously been pissing me off lately. Can't stay silent about it. Let's talk about this wonderful thing.
Can you fucking real quick? Hold on.
Yeah. Let's talk about this wonderful. I can't even say the word.
This
film.
wonderful softcore
It's
fucking
the most.
copyright.
Oh God.
Disastrous film of the year. It's the most disastrous film of the year.
So you guys thought Mulan was bad. You haven't seen anything yet.
Just
Oh
look
my
at the
God.
score. It says it for itself.
Oh Jesus.
The scores. Oh my lord! I can't believe.
I've never seen anything.
Last week when I looked at it, it was at like 15% audience, and it went down to a 3.
I've never seen anything
I've
like
seen the
this.
total counts of reviews.
Like this this is unbelievable.
I've never seen anything with that low of a score before.
And then the difference is the audiences and critics. I've never.
It's
Like-
so obviously there too. Like,
It's so it's basically it's what the Last Jedi went through, but this is bigger. and more
oh,
than it's-
This
God.
is like total end of the spectrums. Like total
Like-
polar opposite.
Oh my god!
Man, I can't believe how far down it went since I last looked at it. Anyway, so none of us have seen this movie for obvious reasons.
Never will. Never will.
Never will.
No, absolutely
forbid.
not.
Anyone that's like, oh, you need to see this movie to criticize it. Bull shit.
Absolutely not.
When I see this,
When you see this,
no thanks.
this should speak for itself.
Absolutely.
If the concept of a movie makes you physically ill, I think you have a right not to see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
like it's just.
So,
concept
a
is just,
thoughtful look at the intricacies of girlhood in the modern age, Cuties is a coming-of-age film that confronts its themes with poignancy and nuance. I like how they renamed it from like, yeah, they're 11-year-old girls that twerk in a dance competition. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Ban Netflix.
Get
Get rid of it.
did you know?
Hashtag cancel.
I don't know if you
Netflix.
guys know
And
this.
Netflix defended the movie too. I've read some links of them defending the concept of the movie and shit. Just
I,
Fucking child predator.
Look what happened
fucking
when
defended the
this movie came out.
ooh, wow. I did not see that.
God.
So
Child chat
yeah,
real quick.
this is yeah.
I mean, it's just people are going as far as to basically say can't hashtag cancel.
So the
Netflix.
movie was released this week, and look at this.
Mess.
Mm.
Like
People are just like, nope.
that does not even surprise me. So the reason why, I mean, it's obvious that we're never going to see this, but what I want to know is how did this movie even get greenlit? Like, isn't stuff like this supposed to be illegal?
It should be, but you know, it's just certain people out there have got certain agendas that they feel the need to show us because they think it's all right.
What kind of
But what
fucking
they don't
agenda-
realize is that the general public is not going to agree with shit like this at all. It's
Right.
I'm going to say this right now. I think it's fucking unacceptable in
I-
every single form fashion. It shouldn't even exist. It makes me fucking sick to my stomach that a movie like this exists.
It's even more disgusting those people that actually defend this. Like, honestly, if you
Exactly.
defend this movie, you need to seek
You're-
psychological help immediately.
I said that
Or-
about the person who made this
Or
movie.
you just need to die. Because
I
you're
wanna know
basically
something?
Yeah, go ahead.
This film has been politicized.
Well, everything is now.
It's
What's
been
not?
called out and saying that all the hate it's getting is from the right wing
So, look at this article.
and just the right wing.
Cuties, the extraordinarily Netflix debut that became the target of a right-wing campaign. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
This is a human fucking rights issue.
It's a
Child
human
protection
thing. It's
issue.
not even a political thing at this point. What the fuck
Yeah.
does right-wing have to do with anything?
I really almost the person who made this movie.
Oh
I actually
gosh,
just
their
looked at
first
it.
sentence and they use the word remarkable. Dude.
Get the
Dude.
fuck out.
Someone needs
Thank you,
to have the
yes.
FDA investigate Richard Brody.
Yes, we need to make sure this guy isn't, a predator. But I honestly wonder, what was going through the mind of the woman who made this film? Like, where did she think this? Like, I feel like she needs help. She needs therapy. I
Mm.
mentioned this.
I
to you guys,
wonder
she needs therapy.
what the parents were thinking of before their kids signed up to be in a movie a part of this. I wonder what their first thoughts were before
I don't know.
the kids of
I mean,
the child actors of the movie would be a part. I wonder what their first thoughts were before they let them appear in this movie. I bet now
they're probably realizing how dumb
Did
it
you know
was.
that when they were auditioning for this movie, they went through 650 kids before they picked the right person, I guess? 650?
How does anyone who's watching this right now realize there's a problem here?
Like, this shouldn't even need to be called out. This should just be, like, common sense. But apparently,
Exactly.
we need to say, no, this is
Fucking
bad.
issue with this?
This is like, oh, violence is bad. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't even know what to say. I'm just speechless.
I honestly, I think we.
It's child exploitation.
Chat says there were 2 films this year that were bad, and they were horror films. This,
You know,
honestly, this is
can be
beyond.
considered,
This is
yeah.
beyond a horror movie. This is like this should not exist movie.
I mean,
It's
it's
a real life horror film. It's an abomination that shouldn't
Real life
exist.
horror film.
you know, like you said, you thought Mulan was bad. No, there's nothing that's like honestly. We said it after finishing watching Mulan. We talked about Cuties. I said we probably rather watch Mulan than watch this crap.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. I honestly
Watch the
would
new
rather
Mulan
watch
religiously than
almost.
I would-
fucking-
I'd rather
I
watch
would
almost
watch-
any
Yeah.
movie in existence than this easily.
I said something that I never thought I'd blurt out to you guys after we finished Milan and after we were talking about Cuties. I said, and I swear to you, I never thought I'd say this. I would rather watch The Last Airbender than watch this movie, than watch the Cuties movie. M. Night Shyamalan's Last Airbender, for everybody who's wondering what I'm getting at here.
Like
I
Nightmare
really-
honestly hates that movie with a
I
passion.
do.
If you even say
Yeah.
the movie's title around Nightmare, he will honestly yell at you. So
I hate that movie. It ruined what was a great show. I mean, granted, it didn't really ruin it, but it just, it was a terrible adaptation. One of the worst adaptations I've ever seen. I would rather watch it than this movie. That's saying something.
You want to know what I'd religiously watch, like day in day out, than watch this movie? I'd rather watch The Room, day in day out.
the subject of Cuties isn't twerking. It's children, especially poor and non-white children who are deprived of the resources. Blah blah. To put, I'm not gonna say that word because I'll puke. Media and pop culture and their perspective, left on their own. Unsupervised parents. Blah blah blah. Cuties about the absence of knowledge and absence of reasonable discourse about. Okay, dude, you're putting this
This is your
and
defense?
this in the same paragraph. Do you not see an issue with this? You're putting this word and these words in the same paragraph. Need I say more? Let's see. Began writing for the New Yorker in '99. He writes about movies in his blog, The Front Row. He's the author of Everything is Cinema and the Working Life of Whoever the fuck that is. This guy needs mental help. It's like,
He needs to spend the rest of his life in a freaking ward, mental ward, and just.
these critics, though, like, honestly, what do they have to say about this?
Oh my god, here we go. God help us.
Dramatizes of people of color and immigrants endure as a result of isolation and ghettoization, not being represented culturally and politically, not being represented in question. There's ways you can make movies like that without this execution. Without freaking kids twerking, dude. Kids twerking.
I mean, that's the movie. That is the literal concept.
Like, did
Suggestive
you-
fucking actions from the kids?
Did any of these people not see the trailer? Like, that's what happens. Okay, maybe that's not the absolute center of the movie's plot, but it happens in the movie, ergo, that's why people were upset.
It's just why? Why?
That's the question we're all asking: is why does this
Like-
movie exist?
So, with
Why?
Cuties,
Some-
Dao Corey, whatever, announces herself as a director with a keen visual style who's unafraid to explore his cultural and social tensions. I feel like the only people that are giving this like very positive reviews are just so living in their own bubble that they could honestly just say anything that they want to and just be like, yeah, everything the Hollywood makes is great. Everything's great. Everything.
Culture, the social tensions, yeah.
If anything has any social justice messaging in it, it's automatically good, no matter what. It's good. The audience may have some growing up to do.
I think it's you who needs to grow up, buddy.
Dude, yeah, absolutely.
We are adults. We don't fucking like half-naked 11-year-olds.
You don't like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not pedophiles. We're not predators.
You just
we're
need to
not-
grow up, Logan. You're not grown up to understand,
I think I've grown up a fucking enough to understand this is fucking wrong, okay?
Oh god.
I at least understand that much of this world.
Amen to that, brother.
Cuties is the kind of movie that is actually a very impressive piece of filmmaking and storytelling, but its subject matter and depictions make it impossible to recommend. I mean, I would say this is impossible to recommend because it's fucking disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is not even... People are like, oh, this is a movie about growing up and social tensions and stuff. I'm just like, okay, but it still has little kids fucking twerking in it.
You're
Or have
sexualizing
half-naked
children.
Fucking, yeah, exactly.
Why? That is there if you don't see anything wrong in that,
Like,
you're
people-
You need to fucking sign up for a sex
like,
offender.
people-
The
I mean,
fucking
people
sex
s-
offender register
That's
list.
very interesting. There are no featured audience reviews at this. That's very interesting.
That is odd. Yeah, that's.
I don't
very
want to be a
odd.
conspiracy theorist here, but that is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people can probably they can try to throw out, well, it's a comedy movie, but I'm like, okay.
What the fuck is that
Sure.
comedy?
Boom. Sum it
Apparently
up,
it's
Brittany.
actually-
Boom.
Apparently, it's literally supposed to be a comedy as well. Extremely inappropriate. Thank you.
Thanks.
Who is that?
Oh, it's a
Emily?
great movie about an adolescent girl trying to
Oh,
navigate
look at Drew
puberty.
T's comment. Look at Drew
Where is
T's
that?
comment.
Movies tackling difficult issues that are hard to watch can be good movies. Yes, absolutely. This
Yeah.
movie is trying to address the issue of children sexually exploiting themselves online in their real lives without understanding the consequences of their actions. It achieves that purpose, but undoubtedly exploits its young actresses and exposes them to the exact harm the movie addresses. Right,
I
so
cried
again,
that one.
you can have movies about these types of issues. That's
Don't
fine.
make it the
Yeah.
main fucking
But
point, though.
it's common sense that you shouldn't fucking show kids shaking their butts.
I mean, I've
Don't-
seen.
Don't focus on their fucking private areas and don't fucking zoom in on them.
Like, I've seen
How difficult is
shows-
that?
I've seen shows that talk about, like, there's a show called Law and Order that it has
Special
It-
Victims Unit.
it has these types of characters that go through sexual assaults and all that stuff. I've seen it. I've watched the show. My parents watched the show a handful of times. I've seen some of the episodes. There are depictions of that. It's very well told. They don't
Right.
show it. They don't go all like they don't show it to you, but they tell you like, oh yeah, this person was assaulted. And they do investigation and try to figure out what's going on. Like that's very well done. And you got this.
Mm. Like one of my favorite movies that tackles social justice issues is Remember the Titans.
Yes, I love that
Yes.
film.
Yes.
Titans.
I
the
love it.
mighty Titans.
They actually made that a requirement to watch when I was in I think I was
Same
in
here.
middle school when I
Yeah, same here.
Watched
it was
that
in middle
show.
school when I was required to watch it, but
in
I first
science
saw it when I
class.
was like 5 or 6 or something. But excellent movie. You know why? Because it tackles social issues
Tackled fucking
in a
racism,
nice
my guy.
way. Yeah, it tackles a bunch of issues that a lot
In
of
the
movies back then
70s.
didn't tackle. And it handled it very well.
And just didn't throw it in your face like, hey, you see this? Like, no, you know.
Yeah, like, hey, this is bad. This is bad. It was like,
Look at it.
look,
Yeah.
look.
Look at it.
Just shove it in your face. Look, this is bad.
Of course,
It's like a dog who shat on the fucking carpet, just sticking its nose in it. It's like, "Pig,
Yeah.
get it."
Cuties are doing to us, right?
Smell it.
Fuck, I need to rewatch that. We are the Titans, mighty, mighty
Mighty
Titans.
Titans, yeah. But
It's
like
still
Do like an
catchy.
on-stream watch of that.
the Titan, the Titans in Law and Order, they don't really do it all that. They don't do that. They just tell like it's just use it as a story.
Because they're also smart enough to not show tough
Yeah.
topics like that, because they actually have common sense and know like
Yeah.
what the general audience want to see. It's rather to be sometimes in situations like that, it's better to be heard, not seen when it comes
Yeah.
to shit like that.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
plus, they don't have inappropriate things in the movie, like little kids doing inappropriate dances.
Yes,
Like,
that was a good.
that's why everyone's upset at the end of the day. So, these
Yeah.
critics are fucking stupid. Anyone that's
Probably
positively rating this
pedophiles,
movie
all
is
of them.
fucking stupid.
Honestly,
So, I'm gonna rate this movie. I'm just gonna say don't, because obviously haven't seen it and I never will. But again, no one should see this. No one should endorse it. Anyone that defends this, you're a moron. I'm sorry, but
leave a rating.
And you need help.
you need help. Let's
Rating,
end this on something that's actually gonna be good,
Hold on,
shall we?
Josh. I want to rate. I want to rate the Cuties film.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
sir.
It's -5 fucking thousand million out of 10.
negative 10 million.
It's
billion,
so
billion.
bad. We made up a new number.
Yeah, none of it's a real number.
million.
It's so bad. We can't even come up with a real number.
There's
like,
no
it's,
number that exists that can give
yeah.
a low enough rating for this.
So
What's that
bad.
fucking amount of number after sextillion?
How about infinite-tillion?
Thank you.
There you go. That's negative billion. That's what
It
is.
just
It's
goes
infinite-tillion.
worse and worse and worse forever.
We'll snap out of
This-
existence with the Infinity Gauntlet.
The data for this film should be thrown into a black hole and forgotten about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kick
Yep.
that right into the black hole. There it goes. Bye.
There,
Never
that's
gonna-
it.
Gone. It's
I-
fucking left the station.
It's dead. Never talking about this
Yeah.
movie ever. It's not even a movie. I'm not talking about this
Not even a movie.
disgusting thing ever again. So
Goodbye.
let's
I
end
wanna
this
be-
on a positive note.
Yeah,
What do
why
you
not?
guys think of Dune?
It looks pretty damn promising.
It looks.
Not gonna lie,
awesome.
I watched that this morning because it was an ad on YouTube.
It
What'd you
looks
think,
pretty
Logan?
solid. What'd
For
you
like
think,
the 30 seconds I saw of it, or what I saw from the trailer.
Well, okay,
it looked
perfect.
pretty good.
Let's all watch it together since Logan hasn't seen it. Hasn't seen the trailer yet. But I think it looks pretty fucking sweet.
It does, yeah.
Soundtrack for the trailer sounded badass too.
I probably might mute it though, so I don't get copyright when the song starts playing. But it has an amazing cast.
Oh yeah, a lot
A lot of A-listers.
Yeah, very well known names here.
Do you often dream things that happen just as you dreamed them?
Yes.
Amazing director. Love this guy.
Oh, he's amazing.
Simple.
I don't know much about him,
Remove
but
your hand from the box.
He made Arrival, Prisoners, Sicario,
Pain.
Blade Runner 2049.
ooh,
A lot of good
You
stuff.
inherit too much power.
I fucking love that costume too. I want that costume so
and over
bad.
yeah, that looks kind of cool on him.
It looks kind of like one of the dudes from The Matrix.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
You have proven you can rule yourself.
Freaking Josh Brolin, dude.
Josh freaking Brolin, man.
Thanos up in here.
None of
Thanos
your
is
ancestors
back.
learned.
Oscar Isaac, dude.
My father.
Fucking
Rocking that
Cable.
beard.
He's losing
Worthy
Rebecca
role for him.
Ferguson.
Yeah.
He's getting
Worthy role for Oscar Isaacs, though, man.
He'll lose that.
Costumes look cool.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
We had this role to save him.
And sorry, I'm gonna have to mute this, everybody. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be shot very well. Just like
Look at all that. Dave Bautista!
Dave Bautista,
He's
man.
The animal!
It's like as the trailer goes on, it's like, hey, here's another great actor. Here's another one. Here's another one. You're like, damn,
Where's our
damn,
boy?
I feel like I
damn.
can
Okay.
already tell.
Yeah!
There's that boy, James Momoa.
Get him, James. He looks kind of weird without a beard, though. To be honest.
He really
Yeah.
does.
He does look
Yeah.
kind of funny.
I kind of wish he didn't shave, but
And of
whatever.
course, then there's Zendaya as well. Zendaya, I forgot about her.
Yeah.
Do you mean Michelle Jones?
Yes,
Same thing.
close enough. That's pretty cool.
It's funny how Jason Momoa went from like permission to come aboard to permission to come aboard. Is that okay?
Oh my god.
I like that little pose they were doing there with the little dagger and the sword.
Yeah,
there.
where he
Oh,
like
yeah, that
takes it
was
on his
kinda
forehead
unique.
and stuff.
That's
Yeah.
kind of unique and cool. Like it was like a little thing they do. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When I saw this, I originally thought for the first few minutes, I thought it was Star Wars or like a Star Wars.
Oh,
Like a new
yeah.
Star Wars movie. Yeah,
thought it
another
was-
Star Wars movie in a desert. Yay.
I thought it was for a second, but then I was like, oh, okay. It's something.
Anakin
No
disapproves of
way.
this movie already.
Oh yeah. Dude, when I
Oh,
saw this part, I flipped my shit. I
What
was like,
the fuck
space worm,
is
space
that?
worm, space worm.
That is a giant ass fucking.
It's a
worm.
giant
That's a
anus.
leech.
It looks like a booty hole. A crusty booty hole.
Damn.
All that you love.
Look at all those
All
actors,
that
man.
you
Holy
see.
moly.
Oh, it looks so good. And
Only in
what's cool
theaters.
too
Oh, gee. If only I
What's
could
cool,
fucking go
too,
see that right now.
is the director of the movie said that this movie only covers the first half of the first book.
Yeah, because the book, you guys, I think, mentioned the book is very long.
Very
said-
long.
One of y'all said that the first book is like basically 3 Harry Potter books in one.
It's
Yeah.
long.
So we're going to probably get like a trilogy or.
Put that in units of the
more.
Bible, please.
Well, basically,
The Bible's pretty big too.
I never read the book, but I've heard of it, and I know what the book is about and everything. So when I heard this movie was coming out, I knew what it was based off, and I generally know what the story is. In a way, it's someone made a meme of it where it was like, basically, this kid takes drugs, gets visions of the future, and billions die. And someone replied to him like, "That's actually not a bad summary of the book." But yeah,
Oh,
I'm
man.
excited for this.
Yeah, it does look really good.
Let us know in chat and in the comments if you're excited for this. I'm sure you guys are, but I
I
definitely am.
I can't see why not, man. It
You
looks
are. There is
crazy
no
cool.
fucking other answer. Just you are.
You are.
Yeah, I can't. I really can't see how nobody could be excited. It just looks very
Chat
nice.
says getting
fun.
some Mad Max Fury Road vibes from that trailer. Yeah,
I can
which
see
I
that
love that
too.
movie too.
I could see that too.
Like
Batista,
a
my
Star
guy.
Wars version of Mad Max, essentially.
Yeah.
Batista's
could be.
about to fucking drop that bomb.
Some people have said it's like
Batista
Game
bomb.
of Thrones in space. I'm like, yeah, I can see that.
Ooh. Oh, because yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
I see that more than Mad Max with Star Wars in it. The Game of Thrones esque type to it.
Mm-hmm.
I say that more, most definitely.
It's definitely gonna have a. It's gonna be something else, and it's probably gonna be a trilogy or more films. So this is definitely not. This is only the beginning of what's to come in the future. That's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
for sure.
Basically,
Um,
from the start of this podcast, that's how you don't make a movie. Here, this is how you make a movie.
Yeah, right
Bottom
here at the end.
line.
This is how
Done.
you
Simple. Simple.
up
I
a
read
notch.
I read a comment on the video of the trailer for it. Someone asked, "Is like, how many how many A-listers do you want in this movie?" And the director said, "Yes."
Right.
That's
How many
that's a
you
good
want?
summary of it, because there are
Yes.
so many A-listers in
some-
that movie,
There's some big names here, man. No
and
doubt.
I can't pronounce the main guy's name. Shyamalan.
I can't either. You guys told me about him, and I didn't know anything about him. This is like the first time I've ever seen this actor. I'm like, I have no
the
idea. who
first
this
time
is.
the
He was
first
in a
time I
movie
saw him-
called King on
you
Netflix,
guys
which
told
I
me-
heard is very good, but
told
I
me
haven't
about
seen
that.
yet. I want to see
honestly,
it.
yeah, it's really good. I highly recommend y'all watching it. It's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah.
Whew.
But let us know, guys, what you think in the chat, comments, wherever you're watching this. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and we're going to try to do a weekly podcast, so be sure to follow, subscribe, just stay tuned for the latest on the Stream Machine, and we will see you guys, hopefully, next week. Peace!
Peace.
Bye bye.
Stay safe out there,
Bye!
guys. Stay safe out there.